Here's your heads up to this little old Mad World episode. It's all about getting curious, but in a way to use this time, special time, to feel good, to remember things that make you feel good, and use the things in your house or the things that when you go out walking to remember good times. Have a listen. Personal Development Unplugged, the podcast.
Warning.
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 Warning. You are entering into the unplugged mind of Paul Clough. Too late. Personal Development Unplugged.
Hiya, another day in this mad world. I hope you're feeling sane and you're feeling well and healthy. And if you're not, you'll get better real soon. But I just wanted to make an observation, really. And it was an observation I had observed this morning. I was just walking with the dog, doing my little dog walk out on the cliff tops, basically, where I live, by the sea. And there's very few people around this morning, very few. Just the odd person wandering around. So I got to look at things in the quiet. Look at the surroundings, the buildings, the walks down to the beach from the cliff tops. And it's surreal, but also you get to see things that you don't normally take notice of. Because normally when I'm doing the same type of walk in the normal times, in the supposedly the same times, then I'm too busy doing things, getting ready, taking the dog for a walk, doing this, doing that. People are all around. Yet today it was different. I just noticed how the path was constructed with like brick cobbles on the sidewall. And I hadn't really noticed it too much before. I noticed some of the buildings. Some of them were a bit shabby. But other buildings were absolutely wonderful. And because I'd had the time and then the quiet, as it were, it's really nice to do, just to notice them. Whether they're shabby or not, it doesn't matter. You can just appreciate the different things that are around you. And I thought, I wonder if you're doing that. Are you really just taking the time in that time where you have your exercise, time where you go out, even when you're going out shopping, just to look around and just see things differently? Because you'll notice different things because we're all in a different frame of mind. But just if you just get curious and look, I know that you'll find things to interest you, to get that curiosity even deeper. And the thing is, you might be saying, well, actually, Paul, I'm confined. I'm self-confining myself, which you do if you're doing it yourself, and therefore I can't go out. Well, hang on. Here's the thing. One of the things we did on one of our trainings was that just go around a room and notice everything in that room. But notice it in a way of curiosity. And, I wonder who actually made that. I wonder who delivered it. I wonder what that designer had in mind. Where did you get that inspiration from? Or maybe if you look round, the rooms that you have, maybe you've got books, and maybe there's books you haven't read before or haven't read for a long time and you've forgotten about. Maybe you can just look back through your bookcase. I know I've got a lovely library of NLP and hypnosis books. And when I look at them, I go, oh yeah, that reminds me of a time when I bought that. Oh yeah, I haven't read that deeply enough. I'm going to do that. And it inspires me to learn even more. Or sometimes I just look, as I'm looking at it, I just pick out a book and go, yeah. And there are so many wonderful things that if you look around, maybe they're, maybe not books, maybe it's music. Maybe you've got some old CDs. Maybe you've got some old pictures or ornaments. I love collecting Buddhas. I'm not a Buddhist, but I love Buddhas. And I've got loads of little Buddhas that just go around. When I look at them, I go, hey, I remember that. I remember that time. And it still makes me feel peaceful. Feels good. So many different things that we can just spend some time looking at, being curious. And from that curiosity, remembering different times, good times. So maybe you only do it for 5 minutes, just wandering around your house if you are, being self-confined, self-contained, whatever the word is. And just notice what you have collected. Maybe there's something, an old book, or just something that is there. Photographs that take you back into wonderful memories. So many different things you could do. And it only takes 5 minutes. But those 5 minutes will give you such good feelings. And if you get supersonically good feelings, anchor the bloody things. Squeeze that finger and thumb together, or make a real specific, unique movement. Touch at the same time with that feeling. So when you haven't got that picture and you do, or that thing that gave you that wonderful feeling, you do that same unique touch and it will take you back there. And you can revisit it in your mind again. Re-feel it, as it were. Re-remember. I know that's not a word, but you can re-remember it. And again, when you're walking outside, if you're walking outside, you can, if you see something which just makes you wonder, or makes you feel just so good, again, anchor it. Because when you want to have those good feelings again, you just fire off the anchor. If you want to know more about that, we can talk about anchoring and that. I'm sure there's 1 or 2 bits in previous episodes, but we can do it again because, if you're new to this, then you probably won't go through all the old backlog or back catalogue of previous episodes, previous shows. And also, if you are, you may not be able to find it. So if that's of interest to you, just send me an email, feedback@personaldevelopmentunplugged.com. And also let me know how you are. How are you doing? And if there is anything you need that I can supply here in this podcast, let me know. And I'll do my very damnedest to find something, a process or whatever you need to resolve that thing that's going on in your mind. Or just make things even better. Anyway, have a think. Have a look. Let's get curious and feel good feelings. Because that's all you need to do. Because you can choose. Choose to feel good. And that's one way of doing it. Because you choose to feel good right now. Bye-bye now. I'll see you, speak to you. You'll hear from me. Hopefully tomorrow. Okay? Bye-bye. Whoa. Just before you go, if you would, just bear with me for one moment. Well, about a minute. Because I have a very important personal request from Old Cluffy here to you. I'd like you to do one very big favour for me. In fact, it's only a little favour, but it'll have a huge effect and certainly affect my gratitude immensely. Will you go to iTunes? And if you're not on iTunes, the player of your choice, but especially iTunes, go to iTunes and complete one of those reviews. The ones with the 5 stars and just a little bit of typing to show people and tell people exactly the thing that you love about this Personal Development Unplugged podcast. Because when you do, it does wonderful things because it will help grow the audience. Okay, you can say, well, that's your ego, Paul, but it isn't. It is a little bit because I love speaking to so many people, but it also means that you are sharing the word and making a difference to those people. So when they read them, they go, oh, I'll have a listen to this. And that makes this podcast a little bit more popular. And if they share it and pay it forward and do the exact same thing, we're going to get noticed as a big community of change makers, because that's who you are, changing yourselves and being the change you want to see in others. And all it takes is that one little 5-star review. Well, it could be 5-star, could be whatever star you think is most applicable to you. If you do that, I would be absolutely awesomely gratitudinal, if that's a word, gratitudinal. So anyway, until the next time, and you'll probably hear this again, but please do a little favour for Cluffy. I'd be most grateful. Until then, or till the next time, bye-bye now.
Warning, you are now leaving the unplugged mind of Paul Clough. It's time to fly on your own. Be brave, my friend.
Personal Development Unplugged.